James Gunn. You might know him as being the director and writer of the new DC show, Peacemaker, but he worked on another superhero project, which I'm sure many of you know, called Guardians of the Galaxy. This film came out in 2014 and popularized the Guardians of the Galaxy after being an obscure comic book team from Marvel. Everyone and their mom knows who Rocket Raccoon is now. And with this new popularity, the Guardians have more opportunity for the Guardians to make more great stories, causing a sequel, team-ups, a show on Disney XD, a third movie yet to be released, and of course, the Guardians of the Galaxy game. Now before I talk about the game, I need to mention the dumpster fire that is the Avengers. I think I speak for everyone when I say that I was excited for the Avengers, especially after the amazing game that is Spider-Man PS4. Hell, it was made by Square Enix, a big name developers, so it had to be good, right? Right? The game was a mess, and it was just a smash and bash game with no real objective like Destiny 2. So when Guardians came out, I was hesitant to pick it up. It looked boring, and was made by the same people who made the Avengers game. I'm just editing this now, and I'm realizing that I was wrong, so just quick error. The team who worked on the Guardians game also worked on the Avengers, but not all the people who worked on the Avengers worked on the Guardians. Just wanted to clear that up. But to my surprise, the game is actually good. The story could be a bit better, and if I'm being honest, it's a bit too long, and some levels can feel like a waste of time, but those are few and far in between. One great thing about the story is that 90% of it is caused by Rocket and Peter's entitledness, and that is a big theme across this game. It may look like they are, but these guys are definitely not a team. There are people fighting for the same cause, and there's a difference. Throughout the game, you start becoming a team and start caring for each other. There's this amazing scene where Drax is taken by the Promise and goes out looking for someone. This causes a debate in the team, where everyone is arguing about what to do. Peter wants to save Drax, and Rocket wants to let him go. It causes Peter to point his guns at Rocket, which in Rocket's words, made him finally grow some balls, showing how he's truly the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Speaking of powerful scenes, this game is full of them. The scene where Drax is talking to his dead wife and kid almost made this game go on the list of games that made me cry. And this wouldn't work without the characters. Everyone does an amazing job of playing their characters. Way better than the movie counterparts. Now I still like the MCU Guardians. Hell, even though Chris Pratt doesn't support gay rights, I still think he does a good job at playing Star-Lord, but he just does not compare to whoever played Peter in this game. It takes some getting used to not seeing Chris Pratt in the role, but eventually you get used to it, and it's great. This game really showed me what people are talking about when they say Drax in the MCU sucks. MCU Drax is wasted potential when looking at this game, and I'm not someone who hates the MCU. If you know me, I love the MCU, but there's just so much wasted potential. All the people who worked on this game did an amazing job. The only thing that could be a bit better is the fact that it's single player, but I'm glad that they did this considering their last attempt. Plus, it doesn't distract from the game at all. This game is simply a great time. Side note, there's also a feature in the game where it plays licensed audio, which is really cool, but one of the best things I did was turn that off and just listen to my playlist, and that made the game 10 times more enjoyable. Gunning down aliens with my team of misfits while playing the music I love was the thing I didn't know I needed. Speaking of which, the gameplay. The gameplay is amazing, and it's just so fun to gun down enemies, especially when you have everything maxed out. Which also brings me to the skill tree. It's so simple. You gain points from enemies that you kill, which then gives you ability points, which you unlock stuff with. The only part of the gameplay that's kinda iffy is the huddle. Not in the way of how it works, just in the way of why it was added. I only ever used it when it told me to in the first level. Yeah, another error. I looked back on my streams when I streamed this game, and turns out I used it 3 times, including the first level, so huddle's good. Besides the huddle, there was never something I questioned. The only thing that got me confused was the stations where you upgrade yourself, and where the costumes are, which by the way, way better costume management. I don't want to pay $25 for a skin of Star-Lord with slightly less arm hair. I just want the skin. The only problem that I have with the costumes is why did they give me so many Rocket Raccoon costumes if this one exists? Am I not meant to only use this one? Why would I choose any of the others? Anyway, jokes aside, listen, you don't need to play this game. It's not one of those games that you absolutely need to try in your life. But to get the full experience, you need to play it. If you think you're gonna like this game, you're probably gonna like this game. This game is just really good. Not perfect, but good. So on the tier list of games that I've reviewed, which has totally existed before Shut Up, it gets an A. Wow, that was a nice review. I wonder what the next thing I'm going to review is. Oh, this is going to be depressing.